If you lack optimism, it's game over. Optimism is defined as hopefulness and confidence about the future or the successful outcome of something. Hello, all you beautiful souls out there in my social media family. How are you doing today? My name is Chris, and I'm here to help you find your happiness. In today's video, we're going to be talking about optimism. And when you think about how much life is already stacked against you, mostly if you're, if you weren't born into a wealthy family or live in a good neighborhood or anything like that, if you start to lack optimism and lack the belief in yourself to be successful, then the odds are so stacked against you that it's pretty much game over. So you have to really not believe, you have to believe in yourself. You can't not believe in yourself. When you start to not have optimism in yourself, in your abilities, in your worth, in your just self-love, it's pretty much, you might as well just throw in the towel. And that's one of the things that I really want to talk about today, is having that belief that you can be successful is the first step to actually being successful. And I'm sure you've seen, if you haven't seen my video, I just did a video, is that you don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great. And in that video, I talked about similar things like what I'm going to talk about now. But one of the things that I really want to focus on is optimism. Now, what is the opposite of optimism? It's pessimism. And that is the last thing that we want to do. We don't want to be pessimistic about our lives, about our situation, about anything that's going on. And because the more that you are, that's the more of what you're going to continue to attract. And that's the last thing that we want to be doing, is attracting more of the bad crap that keeps happening to us, if that's where you're at. Now, I know that there's times where things are good, and then other times, and that's, when the things are good, that's obviously the easiest times to really stay optimistic. Yet, when the times are bad, that is when we really have to focus on that optimism, and mostly not, be against ourselves, not do things that are not in our best interest, not do things that are not in our highest good. So that's one of the things that I really want to try to share with you today is, my experiences with that, okay? And my experiences with not having the optimism in myself is that, man, that led me to some really, really, really horrible times in my life, really dark times. And I went through some stuff that I would not wish on anybody, not even my worst enemies. So how did I go about getting out of that pessimistic, point of view about myself? Well, the first thing that I had to do is realize that it is a choice. Everything in life is a choice. You hear me say this all the time, and I can't stress it enough that I really need you to understand that nothing can hurt you unless you allow it to. Nothing bad is going to last unless we allow it to. So the more that we can sit here and change the way that we perceive things and start to perceive things more from a solution-based way of thinking versus a problem-based way of thinking, that is going to be that's going to be the turning point. Right there, it's going to click, or at least it did for me. And so what I had to do is not focus on what the problem was, but focus on what the solution was. And once I figured out that solution, was be optimistic about it, be optimistic about myself, not lacking that optimism in life or in myself. And once I started doing that, I started noticing little changes that started happening more and more and more. And as those things started to progress, I got more optimistic, obviously, because I started to see those little changes. So whatever it may be that you're having a problem with being optimistic about, start to just change the perspective about it. Start to try to find solutions in those situations so that you can turn the momentum and make that momentum start to go in your favor. And that is when you're going to see all of the magic start to happen. And once you see those little things that start to happen, that's going to make you more optimistic towards having those greater things happen and start to bring in more love, more self-respect, more success, and whatever it is that you're looking for. So whatever it is, make sure that you do not lack the optimism in yourself, in your success, in whatever it may be. Your healing, business, school, relationships, your home life, whatever it may be. If you have the optimism to believe in yourself, then everything can change for you, just like it did for me. All right, everybody, I hope that you found that video helpful. Don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, go ahead and click that subscribe button as well. Until next time, I'm sending you all much love. Namaste.